Greetings in the divine name of His Imperial Majesty Emperor Haile Selassie I the First, King Alpha, and I Divine Mother, Empress Menen, Empress Omega, and I the children of Jah Rastafari, representing for the so-called, the nation so-called African family. Now, let the words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart be accepted in thy sight, O Jah. Greetings ones and one. Once again, give thanks for lending thy ears so I can articulate Rastafari. This word sound is in relation to a one named Antoine Brown. Send a sound in relation to a one, or a, we call it an ISUPK Jamaica. So I pre it out, and this one you know, I lego some sound. I'm a whole class as him say against Rasta. And these I constantly I look forward, because it's full time now, ones and ones over the fullness of Rastafari, and it's full time I articulate Rastafari in a way where it becomes give clarity to ones and ones out there that hear about Rastafari but don't know Rastafari. No, I would forever and always say this: you cannot intellectualize Rastafari. You have to know Rastafari, you have to born Rasta. It have in your DNA. Resistance. May I lay my foundation with Rastafari once again in relation to this sound here. Rastafari is a spirit of resistance, birthed from that diabolical enterprise called the transatlantic slave trade that brought captives and turned captives into slaves. Those who refuse, them label them wild and tame. Hence, Maroon, Marcus Garvey, Rastafari. Rastafari is the spirit of resistance. That's just a quick lay the foundation. So once and once and over what Rastafari is. Now, the manifestation of Rastafari as a people or a group is based on the domination of white oppression and the colonization of I and I mind. Read this book here. Where them give I and I a God out of this book here. And then I and I continue to represent that God, the Judeo-Christian God, Father Abraham religion, and him children them. And from them time till now, since 1492 until now, I and I as a people has been subjugated by Father Abraham's children. Get that out of the way. Now, you have this one here. I and I look upon them as distorted Africans, because again, the diabolical enterprise, and it creates African identity or African slave identity crisis, or African slave disorder, African disconnection. No, when we say African disconnection, one's like this Virginia. One's like this Virginia. See him? At him we are going to vibrate and roar upon him. Now, this brother here determined say him I got discredit Rastafari, and once again identify them, these hyenas, these anti-Rasta hyenas, are slave-minded ones them, because that's what they are in relation how I and I view them. African distortion or Ankh Nation. Never put Ankh Nation to that. African distortion. Yeah. So now, I could give you ear little bit to him word sound, because him say a whole heap of things where those who don't know, because once again, I and I Father is Imperial Majesty Emperor Haile Selassie the first. Jah Rastafari implore I and I knowledge of yourself. That's one of the things the king was adamant about. I and I. We have to have knowledge. And then push that. So when you have knowledge and you know your story, distortion like these can't come Lego them words on and trick you and fool you. You dig? Now, this, him depend him, this is what I call him intellectual masturbationism. Word sound. Now, this theme word sound, other than them propaganda and the misleading, because most of them vibration, when I give ear to it, is really speculative and opinionated, misleading sounds against Rastafari. Know what I mean? And them quote some propagandists where him even use all Marcus too. But at the end of the day, when it comes to Rastafari, I ain't no respect. None. And if you go against Rastafari, I and I word sound not gonna reach you. So listen to that one.
You understand? But we are going to the whole foundation of Rastafariism. We will discuss Marcus Garvey, where here in Jamaica, when you see a picture of Haile Selassie on the wall, and we all know who Haile Selassie is.
Anyway, I and I, let me declare again, I and I is Rastafari. There is no Rastafarian around here. And there is no Rastafarian attached to Rastafari. Because Rastafari are the resistance. And the spirit of resistance course through I and I. All over through I and I blood vein. I and I DNA. And that I and I represent. Resistance. You see it? So, anyway, this one here now, him say I represent the Hebrew Israelites. This is a different branch of the Hebrew Israelites. Them call themselves ISUPK. Now, them govern or them leader is an African American. Now, these ones and ones, they would like to discredit Rastafari so them can lead I and I people astray, because the only thing them ones you do when I and I match them is them take it from one slave master to the next. You see it? But anyway, I could give him a word so I could go and pray him out.
God of Rastafari is it. You understand? When you see a picture of Haile Selassie,
now, let me. The commonality between the black school of thought, because of the African identity crisis caused by white oppression and domination, not for I and I, as black skinned people, tend to seek identity, so we attach ourselves to things that are not us. But because ones and ones glorify it, I and I want to attach to it. And not even I and I, them and those want to attach to it, seeking identity. Hence, that's why you have the Hebrew Israelites. You have some of them call themselves Nation of Islam, which them are represent Allah. And you have some of them where call themselves Moors, again, neither Muslim, half-shooter Muslim represented through black lenses. No, that are the commonality between I and these ones. What separate Rastafari from these ones now is this. Rastafari was bold enough to create I own, declaring I own identity through his Imperial Majesty Emperor Haile Selassie the first. One, declaring black divinity, meaning God is black. Two, connecting I and I self to agency, which is Ethiopia. And I represent the glory of black, so-called black people, and nation family. Because that's what Rastafari is about. The restoration. So the diaspora, which mean the slaves them and the captives them over here, can have a school or a movement that strictly represent them. Now white man can't claim Rastafari. When they say Jah Rastafari, the whole world knows that the black divinity has screen pan. Unlike these fools here, where attach themselves to things that they want them to make them special and make them feel special. But only thing them do, surrender themselves all over again to another master. Because all of them, whether you say Christianity, whether you say Judaism, or you say Islam, all of that are Father Abraham's children, and all Father Abraham's children do to I and I is oppress I and continues to strive to destroy I and I. From then until now. That's why you have these ones and ones here now. These little slaves here. Slave-minded ones looking for a master. Rastafari don't have no master, you know. I and I master. Rastafari is a custom built suit. You hear me say? A custom built suit. We build for I and I. And a after rock suit like them boy with them are wear. Because a after rock suit them are wear. I and I suit custom build, custom stitch to fit I and I. And that ones and ones, you know, when I and I depend this a different Rastafari. I and I different Rastafari against anything. So now, this one here, because him word sound so long, me just go off the top of my head. I'm not off, I'm not going to do that. We're going to just Lego some of him sound and
Rastafari is, you know what I mean, painting an image of him
with the,
for people.
that not important.
Junkies here in Jamaica.
No.
So this
Him leg a sound now I go against weed where I say. Because a Rasta make enough weed smoker. Yeah, it is true. But it's also because a Rasta make ones and ones know the medicinal properties of ganja. We're not talking about that. We're in, make me show you now, your people you represent, you're Noah. The first thing him do in the Bible, because your father Noah. Because Abraham descend out of Noah through Shem. So I a great grandfather that. So let me show you something now. Your great grandfather is a rumhead, a drunkard. Because the first thing him do, him get plant a vineyard, get drunk, and then him curse who? Ham and Cain and declare Cain and a slave. And from right there so start on the hatred against I and I as black people. But when I run come now, I come go on like say the Hebrew Israelites them black. Them not black are white people them. Out of the Caucasus mountain, Mount Ararat, where the Ark land, upon the in the Caucasus, but the Turkey, Iran, and Armenia up in them region where them call the Caucasus region, are white people them. I wanna say by phone school at that, wanna say you're of your father's seed. So anything your father is, that's what you is. Like wanna declare a Bob Marley white, because his father is a white man. Uno father white. And what we have whole heap of indication. And one of the most of the indication, like I point out the region, the Caucasus region, another indication for show who the Hebrew people them is. These nomadic warlords, warmongers will come in, these northern dwellers. See it, and come destroy the Asiatic, Afro-Asiatic black space and continue till them finally get overthrow the African empire, barring Ethiopia. In the hour 1887 Berlin Conference or 1889, somewhere there about. And them divide up Africa from 1492, them get, and then 1887, them completely dominate the African or anywhere black people there, or indigenous people for that matter. Them come in and wreck the people, them civilization and take it over, just like in America, just like Jamaica. Because we inherit part of that too. That's why I and I, as Jamaicans, Asian African, so-called African people, they call themselves Jamaican today. A Rastafari give I and I identity. We connect the diaspora to the continent. I want to chat about man. I can't talk about Rasta. And when I come run off your mouth about ganja, I want to you. The man them show the spiritual and the physical and the medicinal purpose of ganja. Medicine and clothes. And even build a house too. You can use ganja to do all of that. So who you man? Go with the negative energy man.
This is not picking on Rastafarianism.
So what you do?
Rastafarianism have proven themselves to be a present danger to our people. And it needs to be eradicated out of our minds. You understand? Another thing that
The only thing need to eradicate out of your colonized mind. Where you know in the 2023 I try attach yourself to a biblical character that historically is questionable. Because borrowing the Bible once and once can't find your father. Even though your father white and you black like tar. As Jamaicans would say, because I don't want once and once to talk about me derogatory now. I does. Our cultural expression more wild. Which is negative and that also come from out of slave vibration. But make we continue listen to it.
Rastafarianism does is bridge the current that we would have gotten from the Bible. Just like Christianity does. See?
But Rastafari do a save I people and save the mindset of I people from continued colonization where uno know because Rasta stand up in a way for the mind of black people for edify and inculcate the knowledge of self to black people. So-called black people, a Rastafari give I and I that boldness and that integrity and that character and show I and I say I and I don't need the spookies and show I and I the king. For I and I emulate. You see it, Rasta not attached to the Bible, you know. We just use the Bible because I want to give it to it. And they will show the king in the Bible. Now, you know what come run off your mouth now. And I say, I say, but me I continue make you talk.
And use it for us to worship a heathen, just like Christianity do. You understand? As God causing the real children of Israel who the Bible speaks about to now be engaging in idolatry, which is an equal or even greater trespass against our God. So if you have a question as to why we always as people Rastafari, is it for the same reason why we always as people Christianity? They both pose a threat and have done serious harm to our people.
Like me say again, the reason why I don't like Rasta, because Rasta the obstacle to uno. For the mind of I and I people, prevent uno from continue the enslavement of I and I people with the colonization with a book, the Bible. Rastafari not attached to the Bible. Rastafari will extract from the Bible for sure ones and ones. The reality, utilizing knowledge. And that's Rastafari do. Even when I and I declare the king through the phone book. Like me repeat again, a phone book. And I and I take it and create and define and show say God black by phone book. And that on the hate Rastafari. And that on the constantly try war against Rastafari. We're not going to drop down. Because Rasta not going away. As long as I and I exist, Rastafari will forever be. Because I and I is the manifestation of Rastafari.
You understand? So I will get straight into it right now. See? So we have a couple articles. You understand? We have a go through. See? And we have to read them. And if any Rastafarian
Let me speed up this car right now. We don't have time for waste with it.
Himself emperor of Ethiopia while Selassie run down country. So they gave him a Christian name, which is Haile Selassie or Haile Selassie, which means power of the Trinity. We know that the Trinity doctrine comes from the Roman Catholic Church, and the connection with Ethiopia is not, you know what I mean? It's not a mistake.
Alright. No. Rastafari no really. Whether the Trinity come from Roman Catholicism, Rastafari no care about all of that, you know. A Rastafari declare the king as who the king is to I and I. Now, you know, I go run off your mouth and you make some speech about Marcus Garvey. When Marcus said look to the east, a biblical scriptures him take up and never his majesty him talk about. Alright, me could give you that. But how is it that the man now talk about his majesty when they make him declaration, but yet still the elders them Leonard, Howell, Archibald, Dunkley, Hines and Ebert point to the king and the king fit. What it know? The king fit the description are the one where Marcus Garvey declare. But yet still I can't know Marcus never did that talk about the king. But yet still the king is the one where I and I come and declare Rastafari. You know, say so something wrong with your thought of reasoning. I could go back, I could move along again. Your reference where Rasta talk about say John the Baptist correlating Marcus Garvey to John the Baptist, and you want to point out say His Majesty and Marcus Garvey in along the same timeline. Alright, cool. Rasta no wrong when Rastafari draw a correlation between John the Baptist and Jesus. Jesus and John the Baptist was around the same time frame. And watch it now. John the Baptist was a little bit older than Jesus. Likewise, Marcus Garvey is a little bit older than His Majesty. So the correlation still, I may show you another thing too. John the Baptist and the John the Baptist follower and the Jesus followers them had disagreement also. Likewise, oh yeah, I like now about when Marcus Garvey is against the king. No, what's the correlation again? John the Baptist get him head chop off. Right? It's Marcus Garvey get defaced. When I say him get defaced, him lose face to the black community. Because them shame him, lock him up and send him to prison. For what? Fraud. And that them do. And guess who betray Marcus Garvey? Black skin like Uno slaves, hyenas. And Uno betray Marcus. So I don't know anything with any argument you want to use counteraction there for you. Because when you know, no boy can spin iron around like no gig. Our father represent knowledge. So iron is Rastafari represent knowledge. Ras is head. We are leaders, we are not followers. So nothing what you can say can try to mislead or derail. How many people you can lead, I may tell you from day one. And for the rest of you out there too. You can't lead lions. No sheep can't lead no lion. A lion lead lion. And hyenas when you run up on the packs that try to come against Rastafari. You go get just like how the lion them tear off the hyena face. Same if on the face I go get tear off with word sound, knowledge. And that happen to you right now. I want to know. You can't style Rasta.
Because Ethiopian Orthodox Church have its root in Jackson.
I could move away from that now, cause
so family, make sure
no, this the word sound here now. Where am I yap about? Are we here? This is one of them famous propaganda, the narrative out there.
1936, 1941, when Ethiopia was invaded and occupied by Italy. Let me explain the occupied part. Italy actually won the war. Or won
Really?
a particular phase of the war. And they occupied Ethiopia. Mussolini made himself emperor of Ethiopia while Selassie run Ghana.
Alright. like me say, the anti-Rasta hyenas them love to cry, want to declare the king as a coward and the king weak. Make we put the argument there to test. The king there on the battlefield when the Italians them invade. And the betrayal of the League of Nations where they want to half up the king. Ethiopia to Italy to appease Italy. Because Italy never get for them slice of the pie at the Berlin conference. So now they might try to appease Italy. So they might put the king up as a lamb to be slaughtered. But them never know so the king and a lamb, the king a lion. And the king again, master chess player. Like I tell you again, the king already moved on the chessboard already now. In 1926 when he put Ethiopia in the League of Nations. For when 1935, 1936 come into play. So now, the Ethiopians have a fight with them primitive weapon. Because like I say again, the League of Nations betray and them don't want to help the king get no weapons. Anyway, the generals them decide say, yo, because the king decides to fight guerrilla warfare and go use on them. And the general them say, no, go to them and go bring your case in front of the League of Nations. And the king go. Diplomatic now, you know. Strategic now, you know. Not the physical war now, or the mental warfare going on now. What's the mental power of the king now? The king going to the League of Nations. And the king say, what must I tell my people? Because you violate. I am a member state and you're supposed to defend me. But now you turn on the back. And then the king turned on and said, the match that strike in Ethiopia shall burn and burn all of Europe. The king had made them speech in 1936, you know, in front of the League of Nations. World War II no come yet. You see it? But the king already foresee or predict or prophesy, whichever one you want to use. And that the king do. Now, the king then in England now, at work, depend them diplomatic move with the players them are behind the scene, the hidden hands them, the one them who govern the earth, behind the scene, the rich bankers and them, the king that behind the scene, I deal with them. And the king show them what them future look like. What them future look like when Mussolini side with Hitler. Now them ready for come running, come help the king. So when the king now, them say the king a coward, you know, watch this. When the king rolling back with the allied forces, with England and some African nations, I help the king. The king never there behind. The king there on the front line, lead him, the army and the allied force back, go defend him country. And the king there on the battlefield and fight like the soldiers them. This and our king where they behind a wall a hide. Me hear you open up your mouth and talk about the Ukraine brother there. And I try to draw a correlation and I say basically the man tougher than the king. How him for tougher than the king and him not there on the battlefield? Zelensky, the Ukraine brother, where you are try to draw a correlation with the king. The king there on the battlefield and defend him country. Where Zelensky there? In us behind some wall and negotiate on phone. You can't chat to the king, boy. I want him to know, man. When I see the king and I know the king. So no one derail and spread propaganda against the king to mislead I and I, the children as Rastafari. You can't derail Rastafari, brethren. You can't come I and I custom made suit on and you want to give I and I half the rock suit we call Israelites. Go away with that. You don't know class and quality. That's why you have to take half the rock suit. Because you know things that make you special. I and I create I and I own. Rastafari is I and I own. No boy no give it to it. No white boy no give it to it. You can't chat to me. I want him to know, man. I go in for go in. But you know why? You don't know yourself. And you don't have the knowledge on yourself. Because if you did have knowledge of yourself, there's no way to own up the oppressor religion, your slave master religion. No way. and I come boy your whole class. And which class you can hold? You can't teach Rasta. You can't teach Rasta nothing because you don't have no knowledge. You're not capable. You're not capable to teach I and I about Rastafari. And that me I show you. So no day I run off on the mouth. And then you turn around now. You don't want to style the king and talk about the king and coward. I want him to know. 1936, after 1936, the king ruled Ethiopia for 44 years. Before black skin betrayers, what you call the dirt. But them take on again white people ideology called communism and go against the king. Now, what happened after the Derg? What happened after the Derg take over Ethiopia? You want me to tell you what happened? Pure bloodshed. The country never progressed. Pure suppression and oppression. You come use Marcus Garvey like Marcus Garvey can empower you to change I from. I want to you. Rastafari predominant. Rastafari I and I go defend that. You can't derail Rasta, no matter what you try. I could give some more eating to your soul.
This is the man, the Rastafarian community called God. And I am not reading from a propaganda source.
I never want to make me a wild spine tablet.
Trust of his race's agents, the Italian invader. Yes, they were telling him how to prepare his.
No. The alleged, what Marcus Garvey has said, the alleged sounds we want to attribute to Marcus Garvey. No, if them sound really truly, Marcus Garvey really said them sound. I done repeat already. When Marcus Garvey played checkers, look how easy them checkmate Marcus Garvey. Them give him a fraud charge and send him to prison. No white people checkmate the king. The king checkmate them. The king of white people are kill off them one another for him cause. Checkmate. You know who come up against the king in very own. Like me repeat a while ago, the Derg. I don't know white people defeat the king. Italy never defeat the king. Italy occupied. But once again, like I said, no one on chat off on the mouth and don't even understand. Every war begin from the mental side, the diplomatic side, before it become physical, before the world come to see it. You see when you mention Zelensky, you know how long them in Russia, a wrangle, and Russia on the diplomatic side are go on till Russia say enough. Because America go on like them want go in the Russian man backyard. Come set up NATO in the Russian man backyard. And Putin get massive on them. That's why Zelensky get beaten right now. And them now try, them have to stand far and I try to hit Zelensky with weapons. Because that's all them can do. I know nothing new them a do. This is how them operate. Them get a puppet and put him on the front line for try. But the only difference is white people are killing off white people in Ukraine and Russia. None of my business that. But once again, you try to draw a correlation. That suit they can't fit the king. You have to try something else. You dig? Yeah, man. And like I say again, Marcus Garvey, them sound they when I get to Marcus Garvey. Can we come across them sound there? No, may I show you a thing now. And I said this already. Panda space, I'm going to say it again. No. You say Marcus Garvey said the king a coward. And Marcus Garvey rely upon white people. Again, I say this again, I'm going to say it again. Barring numbers, because we outnumber white people in the earth here. Barring numbers, what kind of technological advancement in the military capabilities back them time there? Black people did have to help the king. Them not have none. If them even can fly two plane, which some Americans go aid the king and fly plane to Ethiopia. That's why the king turn around and give them the League of Nations. Not the League of Nations, the Ethiopian World Federation. Right? In I think about 19, maybe 47 there about. You see it? the World Federation, they said Rasta the Rasta, the 12 tribe, them go now and start a cell in a Ethiopia, Shashamale, and enough Rasta go through the 12 tribe organization, through the Ethiopian World Federation and go in a Shashamane land. That wasn't for Rasta. That was for all of the diaspora, the king land for that. 500 gashas. When I come chat, I don't know nothing about the king and I run off for the month, but the king not do nothing for black people. I want him to know. On hyenas, I want him to say lion always like a tear off my face. When I roar, I roar, you know, I roar loud. I proud to defend Rastafari. Rastafari is I identity. That is I bloodline. That's why I can talk with authority. Because I a manifestation of the it's Imperial Master Emperor Haile Selassie the first. Ja Rastafari. That's why I manifest. Word sound of the king. You can this Rasta. You not qualify yet. So you need to stop come on them internet space, YouTube space, and go on like say you can derail Rasta. You don't have the power. Bigger than you try and still fail. And worse now, when the elders them come and declare the king, information wasn't readily available. But yet still, the elders them can define even the word Ra or Ras. Connect back to anciency, the light, the sun. And that I represent blackness, the light of blackness, Rastafari. I want to know, man, the whole name by the king, Rastafari, thought, Rasta, thought, Rastafari. I want to know. But we are keep it simple, because I would have an esoteric side to Rastafari. We're not ready for that yet. We're not just to get the surface of Rastafari. And I come to articulate Rastafari, clarify Rastafari, word sound Rastafari. So the ones and ones them out there, you can't mislead them. And the ones and ones them out there, Antoine Brown, Antoine Moore. Me I talk specifically to you now, because you send a look at dopey bat here. Specifically to you, me I talk now. Don't make them fool you. Don't make them trick you and take you outside of your own. Rastafari is yours. All you have to do is get to know the king. And if you continue to listen to this word sound, the knowledge, and you overs and clarify fully what Rastafari is about. Rastafari is resistance. We are fight white oppression. We are break mental slavery. We are bust up the chain. Emancipate yourself from mental slavery. None but ourselves can free our mind. Yes, and that the great Rasta messenger said Bob Marley. And this is what Rastafari is about. Bust up the colonization. With them to put on your mind. Now make them recolonize your mind with them Hebrew Israelites. Them Father Abraham. My Father Abraham a white boy. No matter what them want, tell what the Caucasus mountain them originate from. And when them come in, them set up separatist ideology to protect them whiteness so them not get absorbed by black people. And that evolve out into what we call now white supremacy. Segregationism. Now that Father Abraham tell them say no mix and mingle with the Canaanites. No segregation that. And the Genesis I hate that. And then interbreeding when them breed amongst themselves with the elite them do to the day. Eh? And the Genesis of that in the freedom story. And from them time to know them people that fight against I and I. And it not stop yet. And then now I give you an example now, because that boy I run off him. I'm going to show you how them are enslave now. Real time. You have a one when him Abba Givens, him change him name to. Anyway, him go in a Ben Israel. Ben Israel left out of America, out of Chicago in 1969 there about, and end up in a Liberia. And then him go in Israel after Israel beat up the Arabs them in the 6-day war. Him stay out and watch where I go on. And then when him run going to Israel now in the 69, 70 there about. Him run going to Israel now and I declare about him a Israelite and him a Judah. And the Israeli them, him dead a chat off him out, but him a take way and whole heap a yap in him a yap like what a boy a yap now. You know what happened to him? the Israeli them roll up on him. A ball that ball and beg and plead. You know the Israeli do with them? Slide them in the worst, the most aridest part in Israel named Demona. And that's how them put them. I make them all a little corner there. But yet, them are black people and them creative, so them develop it. So we give them credit. But at the end of the day, your future now, them not have no say so in Israel. The Israeli, they, anytime them ready, them can take them, snatch them and deport them back to America. Them have to be quiet and be quiet and religious. Because them afraid. Them can't talk too loud. May I tell you another thing when them do with them too. Because the same thing with Moses, may I draw a correlation and show you the strategy. The same thing Moses do. When Moses going to the wilderness, them say 40 years them circling the wilderness, and then after that the old people them dead off. And then Moses work on the young people them, which is Joshua. Same thing the Israeli them are do them demona, them Israelites are demona right now. Tell you what them are do with them now. And this are them reality currently speaking. Now, the old one them are dead off, the little young one and them give them little privilege. You know the only kind of privilege them give them? For going to the military, entertainment and sports. Them not have no power. Just like how them never have no power in America. Them going to exchange an American slave master for another one. White people them. And them not have no power. But guess what happened to them now? Because it happen right now. Right now the Palestinians and the Israeli them are war. Them dopey batia. Over there war for the Israelis that talk about them are Israel. And for them country. And that are the reality. And when them done turn cannon fodder for them Israelis, yeah. Maybe one and two of them might give them like a privilege. And might give one of them the overseer authority over the Mona. To represent the Mona. But at the end of the day, them have no power in Israel. That is the reality when you want to talk about your Israelite. When you surrender to you talk about your Israelite, all black people cannot fit in Israel. So what sense that make? You want to give up a continent where have all the resources where Israel probably fit in Africa, the continent of Africa 100 times. And this you don't want to give about a boy talk about our story. You don't have no story, brethren. You don't have no roots. Your mind colonized. You're a slave. But you run come chat off your mouth. You can chat to Rasta. Rasta declare Africa. And I as Rasta can go in any part of Africa. Yes, cultural differences there. And all of them things that happen. I hear you mention about what happened with the Rasta them in a Shashamane land. The Ethiopian them, by culture and custom, is always anti-foreigners. This is why Ethiopia maintain its independence and sovereignty today. Because them not readily take in strangers. And the Rasta them go in a Shashamane man. Some of them you have to always keep in mind a 500 years worth of programming. Enough of them go there with the European mindset and cultural differences, and them a clash right now. But it takes knowledge to overcome. And knowledge it takes for overcome. And where unify I and I with the Ethiopians, them a Rastafari, the teachings of His Majesty. Because if you stand up on that, down to the Ethiopians, them have to come in. This is not a delusion. The Ethiopians them know the power of the king. You think the Ethiopians them all of them are running the propaganda when they spread over here in the west about the king. But king has starved this and king has starved that and this and yam this and this and yam that. Eh? The propaganda when the enemy. The pro-Italian propagandists them are spread against the king to justify them aggression and them wickedness against the king. After them see him and drop mustard gas and mustard gas and kill the soil where the people them can grow no food again. But yet so them blame the king feet, and not only that, enough corrupt officials, because the king have modernized the place. And enough of them never want the thing change. Enough of them warlords there. And the monarchy, enough of them never want the thing change. Because even when the king abolished slavery, enough of them didn't have them feelings. And enough of them see me operate. And I do what them want to do. You see it? So enough things now run and attack and don't know the fullness. But nonetheless, the king stand predominant. So you can't talk to Rastafari. You see it? I will a little crap that brother here say, but we could go through a little bit more. Because we have to make them sound, you know, so we can counteract them.
Flight. And like an imbecilic child, he followed every advice and then ultimately ran away.
I don't even want to hear no more of that part. I go slide away and see what else he have to present.
Don't follow Rastafari. You have to leave the Bible out of it.
I agree with that.
The King of King and Lord of Lord in the Bible.
Listen, the Bible declare the only man in a modern time of all the title kings and lords of lords is his imperial master Emperor Selassie the first. Jah Rastafari. Whether you like it or not, that's how Rastafari declare it. I and I declare the king, you know. And the king declare I and I, you know. I and I declare the king. And that you no need for know. And that you no need for know. So
The Bible literally says Jesus, which is your our child, is the King of Lord and Lord.
the Bible does say not like that. I won't not say that. Lie or not tell upon Jesus. Jesus said not like that.
Tell the Christian church, leave the Bible alone.
You know another thing when I notice with that brother here? Him and him speculative opinion. Because up here that him do, you know. And him not no facts, you know. Him not no facts. Me him all one at a time he mentioned about say the king. They must speculate, say. Listen, you know. They must speculate, say the Derg them and speculate say the king have money either off in Switzerland or Geneva or one of them places there. But it's not proven. You can't speculate on the proofs of the king. None of them can prove that against the king. But once again, at the propaganda against the king. These are the Dergs, these black skin, will go against the king. For them white master, which is communism, the Russian them, go against the king. And now them I make the prophet justify them reason why them go against the king. Here's another thing too. When them say them kill the king, them portray the king as a tyrant. Right? Them portray the king as a tyrant, you know. So if the king is a tyrant, and him is so much of a tyrant, why not hide and claim so to kill the king? If the king is such a tyrant, and so should have put him in the square, Addis Ababa in the square, and make the people them chop off him head too. Why not hide and kill the king? You have to hide for do it because the people, you know, so the Ethiopian people love the king. That's why you have to hide and do it. You have to pick sense out of nonsense once and once. You know, when you hear them hyenas they yap, you know, you have to take quick sense of it. It's a serious question. If the king was such a tyrant, why not? Why them hide and kill the king? Because them know so there will be repercussion from the people. So they have to hide. As calling to them say them kill the king. Him are the only man who have most about 2 or 3 different funerals, you know. His Majesty, you know. Are the only man me know dead and bury and dead and bury and dead and bury, you know. The last one them give in a 2000. Them say them bury the king. You know what I mean? I'm not going to like say Rasta or no one come tell Rasta what they accept. If Rasta not accepts the king there, don't can't make Rasta accept that. Because just like how them present nothing, there's whole heap of counteracts and we say the king. But that's not important to I and I know. But when I and I don't accept death. Because death is just a transition from one state to the next. You see it? I and I you know death and no spookism. You know depend that. But there are enough ones and ones out there, as much as they can say the king. No, them kill the king. There's enough ones and ones who say the king is still alive. But me not follow up that. Them even have a one name, the Batawi priest, named Abakidus. What them says a doppelganger. A doppelganger mean identical. Someone who look like it, not necessarily a you know, but they're identical to you. But this Batawi priest named Abakidus, ones and ones declare say is the king. King take on a different character right now as a priest. Another first time that happened in Ethiopia. The emperors before the king go in at the monastery and take on a monasterial life. So I not knew that, but I not harp on that. Cause I and I to declare the king. I and I need no evidence whether the king did or not. To declare the king. I and I don't declare the king already, and the king is what the king is to I and I. I and I need a rationalization and justification for the king. I and I don't declare this imperial majesty emperor Haile Selassie the first. Jah Rastafari is I and I God. We don't care whether you like it or not. No. This boy I know I run off him mouth again. Both the Ark of the Covenant.
I will tell the Rastafari community, leave the Bible alone. Because this Bible is not a religion. It paid for our freedom by destroying the Egyptians. See? Ethiopia and Sheba for thee. So he might tell us that the Egyptians and the Ethiopians destroy them. You see, his holy people, Israel. The most I don't give not the most I don't care about no Ethiopians. The God of the Bible don't care about the Ethiopians.
Alright, me I'll show you now, sir. A brother here chat off his mouth. In a Bible. Go in a Bible for a second. In a Bible and quote. Amos 9. Look it up to Amos 9. Amos 9 7 to 8. I'm just going to read the first part out of it. It says, are you not, O Israel, the same to me as the Ethiopians? No. For them God in Amos draw a correlation with Israel and Ethiopia. So if your God love Israel, him love Ethiopia the same, and that's your Bible say. Amos 9 verse 7. That's all? Amos 9 7 to 8. And that your Bible say. So the question I'm going to ask you now is either your God schizophrenic or a uno a put word in a God mouth. And if you say the Bible is the word of God, God don't draw correlation, equation between Israel and Ethiopia. That means your God regard Ethiopia. No, but since we depend on the reason of Ethiopia. No, in your word sound, you mention the Ark of the Covenant, and I say the Ark of the Covenant not there at Ethiopia. I lie them I tell. I mix them I try draw. Let me show you something now. In the Ethiopian them story in the Kebra and the gas. I not give it word for word, but a synopsis of it. It said Queen of Sheba go and Israel meet Solomon. Solomon used trick knowledge upon her, spice up the food and have him away with her. And all time having him away with her, some biblical Rastafarians, the biblical Rastafarians, they make a union. But the Kebra Naga same use strict knowledge and have him away with her. And out of that came the child. So when she go back to Ethiopia, she brought forth the child named Menedet the first. Menedet the first, after a time, his mother tried to keep him from his father, which is Solomon. But eventually she relent, give him the ring where Solomon did give her, and send him to Israel. And out of that now, him go meet him father. When he meet him father, and all is said and done, and he spend some time with him father, when him lift up with the Ark of the Covenant, and the Ark of the Covenant left from Israel to Ethiopia. Now, that are the Ethiopian them story. Now, we are weird the two story them now. In a second Maccabees 2, 4 to 7. I just go off of the top of my head. You go find the scripture, read the scripture, and then you wait. For them story say Jeremiah go up in a hill in a one cave and put the Ark of the Covenant in the cave and locked it. And then some of them followers, them follow him for mark the way. Then afterwards, him no turn on. Them no remember where they and him turn on. Jeremiah turn on a cuss. The people them were mark the way and claim say no. You hear them story now? Say a God make it happen. So it now go come back until God come for gather them people them. No. Me say how asinine and fool that story there is. No. We a correlation between the two stories and ask yourself which one makes sense. If the Ethiopian them story make more sense than what them I read. Now, if the Ark of the Covenant is such an important artifact, is integral to the existence of the Israel them, the Israeli people, because it represents that God is with them. You are going to take something like that so important and put it in a cave where you don't even remember where it there. You know, sister, that don't make no sense. That don't make no sense. Jeremiah himself now, Jeremiah himself now, I blame the followers them. When him should have blame himself. So right there, so. But the real truth of the fact is that when Menelik the first left with the Ark of the Covenant, them couldn't make the people them know say the Ark of the Covenant left with Menelik the first. Because then the people them would have recognize that them God abandoned them. So them tell them this little idiot story now about say German a member wait in the cave. Because again, if the Ark of the Covenant left Israel, that means that them God abandoned them. Them couldn't make the people them know that. So them have to pretend and tell an idiot story where the prophet himself was supposed to govern the Ark of the Covenant. Now remember where him put it. What kind of sense that is? And of them things I know I and I accept and believe. Like I and I a dopey bat. I'm going to dopey bat alone believe them story. Then again I believe. When I and I articulate Rastafari, I and I kick knowledge. And a spookism. Rastafari is a reality. And a miracle we are here. We are here the king in real time and real life. So no can't equate with Rasta no day no how. You see it? So these are the little vibrations where this one here come. So I could give him some more airplay. Because me I kinda leap, you know, because he want now. In video kinda long. It about call it 2 hours, 155 minutes. So me I try go through him quick. What you need for do, I got to give answer to Amos. Go try rationalize Amos 9, 7 to 8 and come talk to me. O ye Israel, are you not like the Ethiopians to me? And that on God say. You chat off your mouth. You say, I want to hear, man.
The Indian, you can't mix it with nobody else. This is our record. This is what happened in our history. Nobody else. It's not a...
You hear me talk about our history? And this is the thing with slavery, the right oppression and slavery do to I people, you know. African distortion, African identity crisis, acid. These are the manifestation of post-traumatic slave disorder where I know yet I and I not rectify that. And to I and I self yet. Because I and I afraid because I would them teach again about the Asian continent what them call Africa. Or them try to disconnect I and blame everything slavery and everything for the African them and say are them responsible for everything that happened to I and I. And show from over the years them show I and I pay bang belly kid, big kids with them stomach swollen. Big belly pitney. Them show I and I. As famine and starvation. Just like how the matters with the famine and the starvation, them blame the king for it. And I talk about the king. No can't pay I and I if you accept that about the king. Not how me say about the king and the king you mean. The king is the type of man where we go out in the road and mass up himself and go do work like regular people. And ones don't even know say the king. You know why and I if you accept that about the king? Them kind of propaganda there. I go in for go, man. I go in for go. Rastafari live and reign in I and I. But me I make on the ear him look a idiot sound now about the Ark of the Covenant. Because it's important to know these things, you know. So Rastafari can know what I and I is up against with them words sound here.
It has nothing to do with any religion.
We don't want to hear that.
Yeah, man. Okay, bless. Yeah, man.
Alright.
And before that, Ethiopia being a slave trading colony. You don't have to guess who were being sold. You understand? It will be
No, again, enough ones and ones with them propaganda here, you know. Slavery is an ancient practice throughout the earth. All Asian people practice slavery. But the thing is, you need for contextualize slavery, you don't want to equate the diaspora experience, chattel slavery, the diaspora experience with the Ethiopian. The Ethiopian slavery different from the diaspora. A slavery, yes, but it's different. The diaspora slavery, you and your people them are slave and use an animal, you don't have no rights. That is the big difference. The Ethiopians, them know them slave, them know them tribe, them know everything who they are. Them just things set up in the way how the Ethiopian slavery practice. They are a slave and many different reasons why you can be a slave. Based on the African context. And you can be whether through death, through crime, stealing, a whole heap of different things and causes because but it never take away your humanity. And it never take away your identity. This is why I have dopey back like that boy right now. I come talk about say my Israelite. And the chattel slave, the oppression, where them take away my identity. And this is why him want to attach himself through the Bible tell us that the children of Israel special. Him want to feel special. I and I don't need that. I and I special through the king. Africa, Ethiopia, agency, high moral standing in the earth. Yeah. And that Rastafari represent.
Understand? It will be glorious to have them in chains. You understand? And you should not feel sad. The Bible have the answers for our people. It's our book. You understand? If you want to attend. Most are his enemies. Selassie is God's enemy. While Rastafarians are joining God's people, God's enemy. Let me continue reading. I'll jump to another one. See?
I want to find the one where I talk about the
Tribe of Judah fighting against Ethiopia.
No, here's another thing too. As it mentioned that the tribe of Judah. Let me show you something with them Israelites from day one. Or them not like I and I. First, Abraham. When him come in, famine will help them. Turn around. Joseph, famine again. Will help them. Them turn pan away. You turn around again. Ezekiah. When the Assyrians them are come for slaughter them. Taraka, the African king, the Nubian king, the Cushite king, come in again and what? Help them. Now, all of these things, you know, you can go look it up in a 2 Kings 19 verse 9 and you can go look up in Isaiah 37 verse 9. I and I always help them. Every time I and I help them, them turn pan away. Every time we help them, them turn pan away. From them time until present day. So when I and I are going to learn to disconnect from the enemies of I and I people. Father Abraham people never like it from day one. And them not going to like it now. And like I say, with them dopey bad Hebrew Israelites, yeah, like I'm show you the reality. If you follow them, You're going to end up like we are going with them one they were in a demona right now. Practically a slave in the most worst part of Israel. The most aridest part named demona. But through them creativity, they must survive. And now the Israelites use them now as cannon fodder to go up on the front line. And I thought it's a reality. That is them reality. Why? Because them give them American white master for your Israeli white master. And again, let me repeat. Anyway, you say Islam is an Arab man with white. Anyway, you say Christianity are white people. And anyway, you say Judaism, you say white people. And them dominate and control it. Only thing black people is just numbers in them things there. And all of them use black people to dominate and conquer. So when I tell you say Rastafari is yours, you have to come on to your own up your own. Now, any white boy can come tell us that them gay Rasta. No. A your own. You have to build your own. That's why Marcus tell you about your own. All you have to do is come on the banner Rastafari. All I want out there, we feel going like on a confused and I look for validation. Rastafari and I look no validation from nothing. I declare I own. And this is why I declare Rastafari. Because I'm my own. Them never give it to me. And when them hear me say, Ja Rastafari, them know where me I represent. You know no confusion. One aim is Imperial Majesty. No, Ethiopia, Africa. Destiny. One aim, organize and centralize. The destiny is Ethiopia reparation. And reparation, you start from Yasso. Anywhere the black space in the diaspora there, we organize and centralize. And guess what? Pull our resources back to the continent. Yeah. One God is Imperial Majesty Emperor Haile Selassie I. Ja Rastafari. That is Rastafari. A year one. So until such time, you hear me? Enough of that boy too. Because he's not ready yet. He's not ready. And most of the thing I freestyle. I just a freestyle off of the top of Evans. You know what I mean? But I can go even further. But that's not important. Antoine Brown, I hope this be a justify where anyway, let me not say justify, because your intention is to see how I deal with that boy. You go be the judge and find out if you want to follow them. But turn cannon father and you want to stand up in a Rastafari and build your own. Defend the pride. Because I a lion in this jungle we call life. And I pride is the black man, black woman, black child. That is I pride. Rastafari. So Antoine Brown, Antoine Moore, I mean, if you're confused, go look into the I word sound. And then you decide. Because like again, I say you cannot intellectualize Rastafari and you can't join Rasta. Rasta not something you have to ban Rasta. It have to in your DNA. It have to in your DNA. You can't join Rastafari, Antoine. But if you don't know you're a Rasta, you're never going to be Rasta. But if you want knowledge to help you articulate Rastafari and defend Rastafari, then this is a space for you. So we're going to seal it up on that. Until such time, know that Rastafari is yours. None never gave it to you. Ja Rastafari without apology. Sealer. Now this word Sonia, I utilize it for the fair use under the fair use class. So watch it now. And it's for learning purposes. Take in that tune. Garnet silk on the case. We never forget this, the lion heart. Giving you niceness, and I guarantee you happiness. Everyone's gonna love this. Everyone is gonna love this. Boom! You will never forget this. The lion heart, giving you niceness, and I, your key to happiness. Boom! Boom! Wisdom and knowledge, courage. Boom! One is gonna love this. Giving you niceness, and I